Tell us your name and tell us about your project.
My name is Milton Humason. I was born in August 19th, 1891 in Dodge Center, Minnesota. I've been an American astronomer who assisted Edwin Hubble and played a major role in development of the physical cosmology and have measured the movement of galaxies by the redshifts, also known as the Doppler effect.
What were you guys trying to do or find?
Hubble and I tried finding out what the clouds around the outside of the nebulas were, and we concluded that the Cepheid stars were whose brightness changed at regular periods. He then began to take measurements of the location of the stars, and by doing that, we found out that the nebula is outside the Milky Way in which we live, which proved that other galaxies do exist. So from then, Hubble and I set out to classify all the nebulas and measure the velocities. This is when we discovered that they recede with proportional distances from each other, establishing Hubble's law. Hubble's brilliant observation was the redshift of galaxies was directly proportional to the distance of the galaxies from Earth. That meant that things further from Earth are moving faster. In other words, the universe must be expanding.
Where did the project or experiment occur?
We concurred most of our experiments at Mount Wilson Observatory in California in 1999, and there we used the Hooker telescope.
What other significant events were happening around the world at that time?
World War I just ended in 1918. The first Winter Olympics was held in the French Alps in 1924. With 16 nations sending athletes participating, including the Americans, which won 4 gold medals. And then also the Great Depression hit in 1929.
Who else was involved in the project?
Hubble and me were the 2 main contributors to this project. There was some information used from Georges Lemaitre, a Belgian Catholic priest and physicist, who found that Hubble's observations supported the Friedmann model of the expanding universes based on Einstein's equations for general relativity, which is also known as the Big Bang Theory. Also, Hubble used measurements from Vestal cipher to help discover a rough proportionality of objects' distances with their redshifts.
What was your role in the project?
I was Edwin Hubble's assistant. I mainly helped him with all the arithmetic and observations that we used in finding Hubble's constant that would eventually lead to be used in Hubble's law. There has been a couple of cases where a majority of my work was credited to him and not necessarily me, though.
What impact did your project have on the physics community?
My help with Hubble led to discoveries which prove Einstein's theory of relativity and that the universe is actually expanding. Einstein was so grateful for this work that he met us at Mount Wilson and personally thanked him. His work changed Einstein's equations. This made Einstein famous for his equation for E equals mc squared. This also provided observational support for the expanding universe theory proposed by Alexander Friedmann in 1922 and Georges Lemaitre in 1927. His research led to the creation of the Hubble telescope, too, which we also use today.
Tell us about awards you received.
There isn't a lot, because like I said before, most of my work was credited to Hubble himself, but I have been awarded a crater named after me on the moon. It was named Humason and Viswiki Stars. Thank you very much.